Oh, good morning, people. Good morning. Oh, it's a good morning. Nice and early. Got my coffee. Second cup. Been getting some work done this morning. But reading through some of the comments yesterday, I have my laptop right here. And it's pretty funny. This comment is what makes my day. And I know it shouldn't, but it does. They actually, here, I'll read it to you. Funny but not funny. It was the hate video that brought me to the attention of your channel. When I started watching you two, I figured out pretty quickly that those people are just haters. Ugh, people are rotten. This is something that I've told these haters for the longest time is you guys help our channel more than you hurt it. And literally they promote us for free. They comment on every video. They do all this stuff. And this is why, at the end of the day, it doesn't truly bother me what the haters say. Because at the end of the day, any publicity is good publicity. Even if they're trying to bash or do whatever, it's just a couple of people, a small handful of people that really have nothing going on in their life. And they were all big fans of the channel and then didn't get what they wanted. So then they turned and now they're coming against me. Two of them are it's sad that they became haters, but it's just the way it is. One of them, we even joked so much, we used to call him our dad, or Danielle's dad, because everyone thought he was Danielle's dad. It's kind of a little embarrassing, Ken, that it's the way it is now, but also Mark, kind of sad, but you know, that's just who y'all are, I guess, deep down. But for the other ones on there that has been going nonstop for such a long time, all they've ever done was help promote us. And because of that, we love it. But there were some other comments. Read this. I'm looking at the Zillow listing now. What the hell happened to the barn? My only question is what happened to the metal on the roof of the barn you built there? Did you keep it? If so, I'm proud. So what happened to the barn at Shoot Dang Ranch? This is another thing. I didn't even think about it when doing the video yesterday on the Crockers. They keep trying to expose that we did certain things or whatever. Didn't even cross my mind to put it on there, but about the barn. The barn is missing the metal. What happened to the barn? Well, what happened to the barn is I spent a lot of time and effort and I built that barn. It was a project that I did 100% solely by myself. And whenever it was time to sell Shoot Dang Ranch and get rid of it and do all that stuff, get rid of all the stuff on the property, the neighbor next to us went and looked at the buildings and everything, and he's like, I would love to purchase the studio. And so he looked at the studio, wanted to buy it, and then he said, I would love to get the tiny house. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if you'd be able to get it because we didn't build it to move. Well, as you guys know, he hired a company to come get it. And then he said, I would really like to take your barn. Your barn is something I would really like to take. And I was like, I 100% built that also. It is not built to be moved. You could take it apart. You could do whatever you want. But I don't think you're going to be able to do anything with it. You can disassemble it, but it won't ever go back the same. If you just want materials, sure. So he was going to do it, and he ended up taking the studio, and then he took the tiny house, and that was like, I think towards the end of us having the property, like one of the last few days, I'm pretty sure. So on the last day, I decided, I was like, you know what, we showed up on this property with just land. I want to leave it this way. This is what was told whenever we sold it back, did all the stuff. It's just the land. It's not worth anything else, because unfortunately, when we bought the property, it was the tail end of the pandemic, I guess, like towards that part where everything was sky high. If you guys remember, every time we bought materials, we were paying like $100 a sheet for plywood, stuff like that. Just when everything was skyrocket. So everything we bought was at a premium. It was at a very, very high price, and we would never be able to get our money back, what we spent on it. We were willing to spend all the money on because that was going to be our forever home. It didn't pan out that way. So I told Danielle, I said, screw this. Let's unscrew this. And I took the drill and started taking off the metal. I was like, we'll just take off one of the overhangs, and we can utilize that metal for some stuff on our property. Well, then I did. I was like, man, this is going quick. So then took off all the metal on the top, and we took it with us. And then we had a bunch of extra material from the barn as well. If you guys remember, my buddy Brandon came out. I'm pretty sure he filmed it, and we went around and cleaned everything up on the property, and there was a huge stack of metal. So we ended up taking, I don't remember how much metal. It was a lot. It was probably like $3,000 worth of metal, and it was the smart thing to do in my eyes. And literally everybody that I talked to said, if I were you, I would just take everything you possibly can from that property. You took it from raw land and you made it nice. You built it up. You did all this stuff, and you really took it to the next level. You might as well take the stuff that you did with you. And that's what we did. We 100% did that, and I am not worried about it at all. No one has batted an eye about it that got the property. It's not an issue at all. Whenever we signed the papers and everything back over to the land company, the owner finance that we got it from, they knew it was just for the land. They knew all of that stuff, and so there was a guy out there taking pictures of everything. You guys saw it in the ads of all that. It was well known that that's what it was. So it no skin off our back. I don't know why these people are trying to make it a thing. They're trying to make it seem like we did a bad thing by taking what we built with us. It's no different if we would have uprooted the whole barn and taken it, or sold it to the neighbor, just like he took the tiny house in the studio. So I'm not really sure the point in trying to make it something, but since people have asked and people have said stuff, you guys know that we're just being transparent with you guys, and we're putting it out there. And we took the metal and we built just the other day the structure for the goats. The goat, if y'all couldn't tell, it showed us dragging pieces over, and then it was this exact same color as the barn was at Chutnang Ranch. We used it, and we are building stuff out of it, and we're going to keep utilizing it. I mean, it was literally like $3,000 worth of material, and I'm super glad we did, because it's helping us not have to spend all that money up front. We can actually save it and use it for the house, and then utilize it on projects and stuff here at Someday Ranch. And it's the same thing like the pipe that I used for the front fence that I welded up. That was pipe from there that the oil field commissioner told us whenever he came out. He said, you can't do anything with the actual pumps, but all this pipe, everything, it's yours. You can do what you want. It's your property. Take it, leave it, use it, whatever you want, sell it. And so we were going to utilize it on the front fence at Chutnang Ranch. Well, since plans changed, we utilized the front fence at Someday Ranch. And then I'm trying to think what else. I don't know, just anything like that is what we brought with us and did stuff with. Danielle and I were even saying, we're like, we wish that we could take all the rock, because we spent thousands of dollars between us and Jared. We spent thousands of dollars on rock to do driveway and stuff, and we were like, man, I just wish it was so easy to come in, dig up that rock, and take it with us, because we spent thousands of dollars on it. The electric fencing, we brought that over. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know, just everything on there that we could bring with us, we did. It was ours. We paid for it. We did what we wanted to do with it. We could have sold everything on that property. We could have taken the whole old shop that we redid and taken it down and brought it with us. We wanted to bring the water tank with us, but it wasn't good enough to bring with us. When you get a piece of property, it is now yours to do what you want with. And we felt really good about the decision we made, and we still feel good about it. And I just figured, again, we would talk about this since it's being brought up in our comments. It doesn't bother me what goes on in someone else's channel and what someone else says, but when it's on our channel and it gets asked by you guys that watch, then that's when we'll address it, if it's something we feel like it needs to be addressed. There's some things that are just off the wall crazy, but yeah, I went through all the comments and everything, and most people, it was all good. There was some hate in there, but they're just commenting other people. But for the most part, I think the biggest question was, why didn't you sue the company? We could, and we would, and we had thought about it, and there was a lot of different things, because you guys know we talked about it a while back. We didn't want to say anything for legal reasons and all that. We just decided, let's not deal with it. Let's move on. Let's just go. We got the cash we needed to buy the new property. Let's just go. And I'm very glad we did that, because it was an easy way to just close that chapter and move on. And none of this would have got brought up if we didn't get notified about how they're ripping people off now. That's the only reason we brought it up, because we don't want other people to get scammed, whether it's on this or on another thing. The whole point of yesterday's video on the Crockers was to try to teach people from our mistakes. We had no idea. We thought whatever you're told by a realtor has to be true, and we found out very quickly it's not. And we want you guys to learn from our mistakes. And there's been a lot of people on there that, you know, are very happy we did these videos about everything that has happened over the time, because it teaches them what not to do. And it sucks, and it's easy to look back now and be like, how do we get fooled? But if you don't know, you don't know. If you've never been through it, how are you supposed to know? You learn in life by going through things and figuring it out. And we had never been in a situation like this before, so it's just where we ended up. But hopefully you guys learned from it, and hopefully you guys see that if we do videos and it's like this, kind of talking about, you know, some of the haters and that, it's not what the haters say. It doesn't bother us at all. It's what you guys are saying, and we want to address you guys. As far as those other people go, we've dealt with them long enough, and they're down here, we're up here, and we like to stay on our own level, and we don't deal with people that are down here trying to bring you down. There's two ways to build, and I'm not making this up, I heard it on a podcast. 2 ways to build up the tallest building in town. You're either good and you can build it tall, or you build a small building and you tear everyone down so you're the tallest one. And that's what the haters are trying to do, is be the smallest building and then tear everyone down so they can be the biggest building. But that's not how it works, especially not around here. I can honestly say Danielle and I have busted our butts and did everything we possibly could to build the channel where it is. And we've been through thick and thin. We've been through good times and bad times. We've been through a lot of stuff. But there's a reason why we have the amount of subscribers, amount of views, amount of loyal people like you guys that watch. And it's because of you guys that watch. It's because of you guys that support and have our back and do all that stuff is the reason we're up here. And so it's us against them. it's no competition. So, guys, we appreciate you being up here at the top with us, and we love you guys. We appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know, and it's because of y'all we get to stay up here. When I say we, it's all of us, and they're down here. So hopefully you guys have a great day, and hopefully this cleared up some of those questions and concerns that some of you guys had. And that's the whole point of this channel, is to address y'all's comments and talk more about what's going on in our life. And then the Crocker Life is clearly more behind the scenes. And then the podcast, that is our big goal this year, is to get it going. And then that's where it's going to get crazy. What if we brought some haters in on the podcast and really talked to them? What would y'all think about that?